Our prayers have been heard. If you're one of the people playing Fallout 76 or interested in Fallout 76, then you've probably realized that there are a few issues with the game at the moment from a technical standpoint that a lot of people were unhappy with, and I personally was one of them as well. And now Bethesda has released a statement on this. I will go through the statement and give my opinion on the changes that were made or what is yet to be made. So the statement starts off with Bethesda thanking everyone for their feedback and saying that they are open for more feedback on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook or the forums, and they're asking us to basically participate that way. But they also speak about which points they specifically want to address. The first one is ultra-wide support. They say, we will support 21.9 post-launch. Once available or shortly before, we'll be sure to post our patch notes that let you know when to expect it. This one I am okay with. I think ultra-wide support is a nice feature and it's something that games should have nowadays, but it shouldn't be the highest priority. There are other things that are more important to fix, and people with ultra-wide screens can play on a different resolution for a while until we get to the point where there's time to fix that. I don't think it will take too long anyways, so very okay in my eyes. The next one is the one that everyone has been asking for everywhere, larger stash size. We've seen this one come up a lot and understand the frustration. While the stash size at 400 weight limit can get easier to deal with over time, something that I personally agree with depending on what kind of perks you have, etc., we do plan on increasing it in the future, and that is very good to know. I think that's a good decision, especially because a lot of base builders will have to store a lot of stuff as well, and for them, that's a very essential part of the game, so I think it's good to have that larger stash, or for collectors that just want to hoard everything like I do. The third one, also a very important point, push-to-talk. While we aim to create a consistent experience no matter what platform you're on, we understand that some of you on PC would like the option for push-to-talk. Our goal with voice chat being on by default is to highlight that the world is alive with real people, other players like you. We like to start with encouraging players' interaction and will look into adding this in the future. This point I am not very happy with. I think that push-to-talk is a massive priority right now. Because right now what it does is the opposite of Bethesda's goal here. The push-to-talk being non-existent basically takes us out of the world. We hear TVs in the background, we hear dogs barking and all that kind of stuff. We just hear things that shouldn't be in the game and that wouldn't be heard if there was push-to-talk. Unless the player doesn't use it, but then that player just gets muted by everyone. Push-to-talk became a standard before a reason, because otherwise in certain scenarios and certain environments it's simply too annoying to use a microphone. And a lot of people like me do not use the open voice chat at the moment because there's no push-to-talk. I don't want to use it unless there is push-to-talk because there's just too much noise, too much annoying sounds that I don't want to hear over actually having interactions. And if that doesn't get fixed, we won't have these interactions for a while. So this is something I really hope gets changed immediately, but there's also a lot of pushback on the forums already, on Reddit already. A lot of people saying the same thing that I'm saying here or similar things, so I'm hoping that Bethesda will reconsider this. Field of view slider. We haven't supported field of view sliders in our previous games as it is known to break a lot of animations and it causes a lot of clipping to occur on screen. You do have the option to zoom out in third person on PC by holding view and moving the mouse wheel, but we won't be able to have it for first person view. I'm not quite sure how to feel about this. The fact that we can kind of do something like that in third person, I guess helps a little bit, but I think field of view is something that we should have. On the other hand, I personally don't even think field of view is the most important one here. We have a lot of other visual things that definitely need to be addressed, like for example the motion blur and the blur in the distance and all that kind of stuff that we should be able to adjust, because right now we literally have people getting motion sick while playing Fallout or just getting headaches from it. And those are things that should be adjusted. Field of view can help with that, but certain other features in the game actually should be more adjustable in that regard, and that should happen quickly, and I really hope that's going to be addressed. The same thing goes for being forced to use VSync. That also is a standard that really shouldn't be the case nowadays. We should be able to unlock a frame rate in a PC game coming out this year and play at whatever frame rate without having issues with suddenly being sped up. Exploits of various types. Many exploits we've seen reported have been known and will be addressed in a future update. I guess this is for the lockpicking one and potentially also for the movement speed through the frame rate. I really hope that no one gets in trouble for that, because that's more on Bethesda than anything. Issues with social menu and inviting friends, making teams, etc. Those who were experiencing issues with the social components will find that many of these issues have been fixed. We'll continue to fix issues as they arise as fast as we're able to, so keep letting us know when you run into them. Good call, not much to add here. I didn't experience too many of those issues, so good that they're fixed for those that have them. Hunger not being sated. Some were saying their hunger bar wouldn't replenish no matter how much they ate or how cleared of diseases they were. The issue has been addressed and will be in a future update, so no more hunger dwellers. This was specifically if you went down to literally 0 hunger, so yeah, probably didn't affect too many people here. Loud gunshots or noises. The issue of players hearing sudden random gunshots or loud sounds around Appalachia will be addressed in a future update near launch. Good call here as well, that was just weird and annoying, it's having loud sounds all of a sudden. What I am completely missing on this list, and along with a lot of the graphical things, is the key binding part. And that is something that I find concerning, because I think that is something that is very, very important as well. The current key bindings are just not good for PC at all. They are just bad. They're just really bad, and they need to be fixed in order for the game to be playable properly, especially if you're not using a normal keyboard and then you have to switch to an American keyboard layout for it to work and all that kind of stuff. And even then it still feels clunky. I don't know why Z and C, for example, are keys that are used for any menu navigation when there would be so many other options. The PC controls need an overhaul. They need to not be a console port of the controls so they can function a lot better. But all in all, I'm very glad that Bethesda is addressing a lot of the issues already, is being aware of them, is talking about them, and is talking about patches for them as well. Meaning that the aggressive patch cycle they've been talking about is so far really happening. They already brought out the first changes, they're talking about the next ones already, and they're not planning to basically leave the game in a Fallout 4 state without doing any updates that are necessary for multiplayer. That is really the essence of this, and what is important in that context is to remain vocal about the issues without just constantly nagging about them or trashing the game over them, but rather just complaining in a way or addressing them in a way, discussing them in a way that is constructive and helps improve the game and helps actually bring a light to these issues. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this was interesting and insightful. If you're new to the channel, feel free to click the sub button with the bell, it really helps me out. And other than that, see you for the next one tomorrow. This is DukeSloth, signing off.